Hello, everybody. I hope you're all having a lovely day. I hope everything's been good. Hope everything's been wonderful. Hello, everybody. My name is Term. I'm the Axolotl of the Lighthouse. I don't have any music on right now. I need to add that, and I need to put that on. The one thing I can promise you is I will always be scuffed, no matter what. There we go. That works. Welcome in, welcome in. I hope you've all had a lovely day. Hello backstage, hello Bin, hello Cloud, hello back. I already said backstage. Hello backstage twice. This PNG is so adorable. You can thank Owl. Owl did an amazing job on it. Oh, it's so cute. It's so cute. I love it. I love it. I love every bit of it. Oh, I'm going back through some of the messages beforehand. Oh, yo, funny number. Hell yeah. Also, yeah, Poughton. This is gonna be a whole discussion. It's not really a new model. I've had this and I've used it a couple times. I just don't use it as often as I could use other models. So, you know, Owl is amazing. Owl is really cool and neat, and I think that more people should follow Owl. I think Owl is one of those people that everybody should follow if they get the chance. But with that being said, hello everybody. My name is Term. I'm the Axolotl of the Lighthouse. I do my best to create a calm and cozy atmosphere for those of us just trying to find refuge from the storms of day-to-day life. Today is going to be a bit of a chill stream. Pretty, I'm probably just going to be doing some co-working. I'm trying to get Pitchforks Mood Matrix back up and running. And a lot of you might be confused at that word salad that I just gave. I have been working on a thing for Pitchfork that should, if everything works right, give them the ability to simulate emotion. I've been playing around with their voice box, been seeing what I can do. Adding some gears and sprockets, carving some runes, the usual stuff. But yeah, it's one of those things where I have, I'm trying to make it so that way Pitchfork is more alive. We emoting the plush always. Pitchfork is really cool, and I think Pitchfork deserves more praise than they usually get. Like, I want to make sure that they have the ability to do more things. I want them to be more sentient because they deserve it. Like they kind of just sit around and they watch me play, and I want them to be autonomous, so it were. But also, I don't want to be using AI for it because I've seen far too many people who have similar, co-hosts like Pitchfork who just throw AI into the mix and then they're like, "Yep, that solves it." And it's like, "No, that doesn't solve it. Excuse you. You didn't do anything." But sometimes we're just working on some stuff. Also, I'm not really certain why my model looks like this, like why it has this outline that looks like frayed. I mean, I'm not opposed to it. I think it looks kind of sick, but like, you know. Oh. But yeah, today's gonna be pretty chill. I'm probably gonna be working on this in the background. I'll be responding to chat, as time goes on. And there's a thing, and my brain won't let me. You got nibbled on by Pitchfork. Maybe fair. That's always a possibility. Like they eat crafting materials, and like with this border, I look a lot like paper. So like I guess maybe we're going Paper Mario style. I'm afraid. You know. Oh, because the last song on the 21 Pilots' previous album, Clancy, is called Paladin Strait, and it's a body of water in the 21 Pilots lore universe. Well, yeah, it's like paladins are in D&D anyway. They are for all intents and purposes, they are some form of like holy knight. Like they don't follow a god per se. Many do, but not all of them do. And they are essentially a like knight with armor and heavy weaponry that has made a vow or an oath, and by following that oath and by believing wholeheartedly in that oath, they are able to tap into an inner like wellspring of power and magic. This allows them to imbue their weapons with magical properties, such as, you know, the ability to smite. And this has a very extreme effect on things like, you know, the undead, to the point where I believe many paladins also end up receiving the ability Turn Undead, which causes undead to flee from their presence, or sometimes just outright be, you know, eradicated. Uh, it's like a whole thing. It's very interesting indeed. And so like you end up with like paladins are really cool. They're very good at burst damage in D&D. Like if a barbarian is meant to soak up damage, a paladin is meant to dish it out really fast. Like they are two sides of a useful duo. You know, a paladin does their darndest to deal with the enemy as fast as possible, while a barbarian like basically takes any hits that might be getting thrown out in, you know, instead of, so that way the rest of the party doesn't have to take it. It's like, you know, it's a whole thing. I know Flam, actually, during in Bits, Crits, and Halfwits, is currently playing a paladin, if I'm not mistaken. And so, you know, you all should check that out. You all should go and play. All should go and watch Bits, Crits, and Halfwits. It's on YouTube right now. You all should go check it out right now. Right now, actually, you should go check it out right now. Right now, go do it right now. Something like that happens in the Paladin Strait and City Walls music video. Well, there you go. Now you have a better idea of why it's called that. All right. I had a thing. I'm just checking my Discord before I hop into this working. I still have it on Apollo Ace Attorney. Oh hell. God damn it. I thought I fixed everything. Let me change that. Or sometimes you change everything but the thing that needs to be changed. There we go. That's better. I guess I should also make a... Where are these? I guess I should also make like an announcement on Blue Sky being like, hey, I'm working today, you know? There we go. Now that that's been settled, and that's been moved out of the way, I can finish looking at some of these. Ooh. I always end up with all of these concerning things. There we go. That works. Let's see. Blood. Maybe. Maybe blood. Oh, that's for your watch streak, I guess. Congratulations on your watch streaks, everybody. I don't I find it odd that Twitch is doing this, but I also understand why. It's like by encouraging people to come to every stream in order to get more points, they end up showing more ads, and more ads means more sales, and more sales means more money, and more money means that they're succeeding as a business under capitalism. But sometimes that's just how it go. Sometimes that's how it go. Okay, I should. Oh, I got Mix It Up open. So I guess I should probably explain what the idea for Pitchfork's mood matrix is. Let me pull up some resources and I'll try and get some stuff up about it. I'll need to be in services, overlay, game giveaway, quote moderation, action groups. That's where I have my stuff. There we go. It's because it's such a good name for it, to be fair. I think it might be just Pebble Horde. Or maybe it's just Pebble. There it is. Jeez, that's a lot of pebbles. There it is. Okay, and I should open up an art thing so I can be. I got an appointment, so I'll be back in like an hour. Valid, valid. Art. Okay. Application. I'm looking for a. There we go. I'm not sure if this is right or not. Where's my fill tool? Oh, you can't see that. There we go. That way I can kind of explain, you know? Okay, so the idea is pretty simple. So like essentially I like the way that I imagine it anyway is that any emotion that I could give Pitchfork would be the like combination of two axes, you know? Their mood, which could either be positive or negative, and their like drive, which could also be positive or negative. And then there's also like neutral. You know? Using these two things, I would be able to hopefully create like a up to 9 distinct emotions. You know? You know, neutral, one sec. Like neutral, happy, sad, uh what were all of them actually? Pulling them up. Give me a sec. Bored. There was it anxious? Yeah, it was like there was anxious. Uh there is like loved. Shy. And then there was sad, angry, and scared, you know? And so basically by having different values like between negative like 0 1 0 1 and like -1 for each of these different values, I would be able to assign nine different like things, you know? If that makes sense. The end goal, at least starting out, you know, the idea being that I'd be able to calculate how driven Pitchfork is, how what their what their mood is, positive or negative, and that would then give me an emotion, and then based on that emotion, I could have Pitchfork react differently to different things, you know. And so my goal at the end is to have something like that works, and it shouldn't be that bad, you know. It should not be too crazy to implement, I feel, because like at the end of the day it's just keeping track of like two values. That is not something that is crazy to do. Also, welcome in Poetic. We're talking about my game plan for Pitchfork's mood matrix, you know. Anyway, that's like the general idea that I have at the moment. Well, there we are. And I'll keep that there in case if I want to explain further. There we go. And I'll leave that there in case if I ever want to use it. I gathered that much from what I've heard. Yeah. And so that's what I'm going to be working on today. That's why I'm over here by Pitchfork working on some stuff. I also have a new redeem for you all. Whether you guys want to use it is kind of up to you all. I think it's cool. I'm still deciding on a price point, so it's at like 1K. I I want it to be better than it is currently, but I think at the end of the day, the way that it is good enough, because it could be, you know, I want to make it neat. I want to make it my own because I could currently it's like what everybody else's is, and there's nothing wrong with that. But like, if I can make it something that's my own, then, huh? Hi. Oh, I hope you all like that. I hope you all like that. It'll take probably about 5 minutes before it comes back. But hopefully by then you've all forgotten. Oh God, that's some good stuff right there. That's new. Did your PC blow up on you? I mean, to be fair, it wouldn't be the first time. It wouldn't be the first time. Oh, okay. Okay. I should. So first things first. I should make it so that way. Let me check my counters at the moment. D negative, D positive. D value should be at 0. Motion should be at 0. There we go. There's all of them are set to 0, so I can begin working on it. I am aware. All right. So if I not in channel, I should have it set up so that way when I start stream, it sets everything to like 0. Because that seems like the best time to go ahead and get it started, you know? So to do that, I will have to go to here. I'll have this right here so you guys can kind of follow along with what I'm doing. I won't be able to show you the nitty-gritty, but like I can get this mainly done, you know? But if I go into event, this also will give you guys an idea of like, you know. Also, I might as well show you guys some of the commands. I'm not showing you the admin commands. That's not normal. We have some fun like commands we got here. I need to make a list of this so you all can just check it out later, and use them as you see fit. But sometimes we end up forgetting. We got pebble commands. I kind of want to make a thing for like Pitchfork that makes him into like a magic 8 ball, you know, because that would be fun. The RNG, obviously, you know, silly. All right. So events essentially are basically they are actions that happen when a specific they're commands that occur when a specific action happens. So like, you know, when someone follows me, for example, it automatically posts thank you for the follow and then the username. And that's like just a pretty common, thing there. It's all in my little thing so that way I that way, it just happens all the time. There we
Yes, give me emotion, give me vigor.
I'm doing my best, buddy. I'm doing my best. I'll try and make sure that we get you what you're looking for. We are. Man, that's taking a while to load. shouldn't take this long to load. Is it because I've already started stream? That can't be. That'd be unreasonable. Ah. Oh, is it because I have... No, it can't be because I have the mood matrix up. That also wouldn't make sense. Oh. It might actually be the case. It might be because stream started. It is. Oh, damn it. Oh, well. Thankfully, I can open this one that has stream stop. And I can just make it so that way it resets Pitchfork's mood at the end of each stream. And then that's basically the same thing, because then when the stream ends, it's the same deal. We will go ahead and go to counter, update, Pitchfork, emotion set. Let's see. There we are. That should set it to 0, which I believe is what I set board to. Because it made sense to make board the like it's what happens when D value when the drive value is equal to 0 and the mood value is equal to 0, which is the combination. And mood value and drive value are the basically like what happens when I take drive positive and drive negative and add them together or subtract them from each other. If they equal 0, then it means that there is exactly 0. You know, there's no drive, there's no mood, there's just board. That's the game plan anyway. Thankfully, I already had it set to board. So now time to check timers, because I think I had a thing in timers I set up. There's like a thing for updating Pitchfork's mood every so often, but it doesn't look like it's there, so I probably won't have to deal with it too much. If I go over to... I always forget where this is. Events. Action groups. Check drive. So this is where it checks drive, and it sees if drive is equal to 0, is equal to positive, negative, etc. This right here is a conditional, or actually, no, it's a group. And this is a conditional. So if drive negative is equal to 0, and drive positive is equal to 0, and they're equal to each other, which means that they're both 0, then it should set D value to 0. And I'll actually go over to this real quick. And we'll set, so currently, we'll set the drive value to, like, 3. We'll say that it's 3 for some reason. When I run this section of the command, it should set D value to 0. Okay, I pressed it. Now if I exit out of it and then I come back, D value is still 0. Why is that still 0? Maybe I don't need the equal to equal. There it is, okay. I think that might be the problem. Having x value equal to a different variable, like a variable equal to a variable, confuses the thing. I think that might be where this whole thing has been a problem, you know? Especially if they're both already equal to, like, 0, you know? So let's see, if they're both equal to 1, so they're equal to each other, this will mean they're not 0, but they're both equal. And this should set the D value to 1. I'm making no sense here, talking about D values. Now that should set... Oh, wait. I said chug to 1 by accident. I gotta set the drive. Okay, now this should set the drive value to 1. Now after setting that, I'll press it, we'll exit out, and that changed it to 1. Yo, nice! Heck yeah! Drive negative. So when drive negative is less than drive positive. So if I make drive negative 1 and drive positive 2, and then I press, that should set the drive value to 2. Doesn't seem like it did it. Nope. It has to be closed. Okay. That set it to 2. Cool. Not sure why I have to have it closed for that, but I'm not gonna complain. Also, I just realized this is supposed to be positive, but I have it labeled negative. Which means I should probably switch it over from what it is currently to this. When positive is bigger than negative, it should set the D value to 2. Oh wait, never mind. I'm kind of a fool. It's fine the way it is. That's positive. And the D negative is the opposite. So if I set this to 3, then let's close it. That's weird. Okay. 4. Set it. I should have set it to 2. I did set it to 2. Am I gonna have to set it so that way it checks the thing twice? Okay, so maybe I have to add like a wait command. Sometimes these things get really weird, and they're like, hey, I need to wait like a second before I actually do what I need to do. Like you need to give it some like time to understand what it's about to do. So if I set this to 4, they should set it to 1. Then I exit out. That doesn't. Okay. Here, let's see if this works. That set it to 2, which should be positive, which isn't right. There we go. Okay, so I might have to run the check drive command twice instead of having twice as many. That's something I'll test in a little bit, because I know it changes it. I know it can change it. That is the important part, is that it does work. It does work. That's the weird part. So we'll save that. I'll head back and I'll go to check mood, and we'll start adjusting the mood matrix. We'll start adjusting the mood to see if that fixes that. Okay, so, also, I'm going to set both of those to 0, and we're just going to check. Okay, good. So that does reset it. So if they're both 0, let's set this up to 1. This should set the value to 0. I already have this. What am I doing? Okay, so it does look like the issue is me having to do it twice? That's weird. And, like, not in, like, quick succession either. Like check, stop, check, you know? These should be good. Okay. The mood stuff should be good. We'll add a wait feature here. I need to add in some, like, delay, so that way there's enough time. And I'll name these delay. Okay. And then we'll check the emotional calculator again. Okay. If my emotional calculator is right, both of these are equal to 0, we should get bored. So if I set this to like a 4, we'll run the command. It ran the command. Still says 4. Maybe I can't be, like, in the command when it happens. Okay, so the value is equal or greater than 2. Wait. Drives. Needs to be all 3 of these. Okay, yeah, that's fine. I had to make sure that, like, the mood matrix was working. The mood drive, anyway. Okay, so if I go in here, I have d negative equals 1. So their drive is something, but it's not anything special. Which should change their d value to 2 or something else. And their mood needs to be equal to 1. So it has to be in equal amounts positive and negative. So after setting those, we add that. It checks the drive, does that, and does it fix itself? Emotion is set to 1. Hey, okay, we're getting somewhere. Okay. So we know that one works. Now, when d value is equal to 1, which means that the drives of positive and negative are equal to 1, are somewhere between 1 and infinity, but equal to each other. They're not equal to 0. That will change the drive value, and their mood has to be greater than 2, which means that I can just put that there. So I close that, it updates it, I press it, it loads, it opens up, and emotion is set to 2. Okay, Pitchfork is anxious now. I'm sorry, Pitchfork. I'm sorry. Why did I give you anxiety? Why did I do that? It's all for the greater good. It's all for the greater good of being able to do some really cool stuff. The next one, d value is equal to 0. So that means that the drives are completely empty. There is no drive to do anything. You are content. You're content with what things are. But your mood must be equal to 2, which means that positive has to be bigger than negative. When I close that, it'll update. We press go. It loads. It does the thing. And then set emotion to 3, which is happy. Okay. We're getting there. I'm slowly but surely learning, like, how this works. Next up is 4. 4 is loved. This is when their drive is 2, so their drive is positive and not equal. Like, the drive is positive. So they feel driven, and they have they feel really good about how things are going. Okay, I X out of it. We check. It runs the command, it runs the code, and they should say 4 in the emotion. It says 4 in the emotion, you're loved now! Oh man, that's weird. Am I on Wi-Fi? No. My frames are apparently settling at 4K for some reason. That's weird. I mean, I'm not sure where that came from, but I mean, I'm not too worried. Alright. So, that's all the positive. Well, no, there's still shy. Shy is still a positive emotion. I want that to be known. But it is, your drive is negative. You feel like you feel less inclined to go after the things that you want. Okay. Updates the things. Runs the command. Emotion is 5. Okay. Now you're shy. Okay. I'm starting to think it was literally just that. I just needed to make it check multiple times before it updated. Like, before it updates and after it updates, if that makes sense. Like, basically, I needed to give it some more breathing room. More time to process the emotion. So when drive is equal to 0, which is when there's no drive at all, and the emotion that's being felt is negative, they should equal bad. And like the idea is that like head pats and faps and different things will affect Pitchfork's mood differently depending on the emotion that they have. They're basically going to be like a more complex Tamagotchi, you know? And I know none of y'all are ever going to bat Pitchfork. That just ain't how it is. I'm expecting only boots and head pats because Pitchfork doesn't get back ever. All right. Okay, so drives are equal to 0. Negative mood. Got that updated. Run it. Once it finishes running, it should say 6. Hey, emotion says 6. Got it. Okay. I don't know why I did that. So I'm gonna do a thing real quick. the drive to change it. I don't think so. Is it possible that you either muted yourself or B, unplugged your mic? I shouldn't be. I'm getting stuff sent. I'm getting like the mic is projecting outward. I like the mic is projecting outward. I think my device is the okay. I had to make sure because I'm like I don't think so. I mean, as far as I know. Okay, next up, we're gonna have to make Pitchfork angry. So positive drive, but negative emotion. That should, if I press play here, and if that worked right, Pitchfork's now angry. Cool. Which is funky for me today. Valid, valid. Okay. And then scared. And that is where we make your drive less powerful. It means that you are actually more than you are willing to do, like you are willing you would rather run. Like this is the flight in fight or flight. And if I well if I press update, it should say 8. It does say 8. Okay, so the mood matrix itself works. It is able to adjust Pitchfork's mood as time goes on. Let's add these back to 0. This should set it back to 0. This should set it back to 0. Emotion is 0. Good, good. Okay. Nice. We'll save that. Mood matrix works. The mood itself works. Ads have started. Which means I can now go to Twitch channel point. We will go over to Pitchfork. Now, if Pitchfork is bored, it will. Huh. It'll set. So by bapping Pitchfork when they're bored, it'll set their positive to a random number between 1 and 2. It'll set the negative to a random 1 and 2. Their drive, sorry. Their mood to a positive to a random 1 or 2, and their negative to a random 1 or 2. Kind of like hitting a whatever it's called, hitting a CRT. Okay. I'm sorry to do this to you, Pitchfork, but we gotta test it out. I'm sorry. Now, what did that do for your mood? It updated all of that. It didn't update your emotion, which is understandable because we don't technically need the emotion yet. But we probably should. Pipe bomb! So cool. Yeah, I should probably set it up. So that way the mood matrix, whenever one of these happens, it consults the emotion. Because otherwise, it's not going to actually update anything, right? So all right. Called a command, I believe. Was it a command? I don't think so, actually. Hmm. Counter, file, game queue group, infinite album, input, moderation, overlay, random script, maybe? No. Serial sound, streaming software, Provo Twitch voice mod. Let me see. If I open up Mood Matrix, it is a run command. Okay, got it. So if I go to the Pitchfork bank, I run command, add that in, and I have it do an action group. I have it do the Mood Matrix. And I run the command. Definitely not enough time on that amount. Leave it at 5. Maybe put that before, but no matter. Let's see how that affected the mood. Negative, positive, and I've set their emotion to 5. Well, there we go. Okay, got it. If their emotion is 5, that means that they are they angry? No, they're in the they're sad. Oh, Pitchfork. Okay, if I run this again, well, I should probably run it when I'm not in the thing. Run it again. I'll need to have a time thing for that. That set their emotion to 8. 8, if I'm not mistaken, is scared, right? No, which one's 8? Is it angry? Can't be angry. Oh. That's scared. So they're scared now. That's real sad. Okay. One more time. I promise this is the last one, Pitchfork. This is your controlled shock. It's okay. It'll all be good. And that shifted the emotion to still 8. I mean, I think it did change the emotions, I believe, right? It updates their negative emotion by 1. It updates their mood negative by 1. So their drive, so they basically, the more if you hit them continuously, it will just make Pitchforks scared, which makes sense. Honestly, that's the most logical expectation of that. Yeah. Sorry about that, Pitchfork. Here, let me fix your emotional state real quick. I'll set those, and then we will check emotion. And then when I go in, you should be at 0. Yeah, now you're just bored. We're doing some interesting stuff with this. So I'll save that. I'll save your BAPs. Now let's see what happens when we boop. Boop already had a mood matrix thing for it. Oh wait, that's not the mood matrix. That's the event. And then we run a command. We'll call this one check emotion. So I have it set so that way the boop will actually do a couple different things, because if boop is bored, neutral, loved, or sad, it will increase their mood. So basically, it is a okay. Twitch is really funky, so I sadly have to go. It keeps distracting me from the thing I have to do. I hope you have a wonderful day. Take care. Thank you, Poetic. Much appreciated. If they're anxious and you boop their nose, it immediately sets their mood, both negative and positive, to 0. So it helps get them out of their anxiety spiral. If they're shy, it'll up their drive, which means that they'll either feel loved or happy. If they are happy, it'll up their drive and their mood. If they're angry, it'll up their drive and lower their mood, so it'll make them more angry. And if they're scared, it will reset their drive, as well as increase their mood. Wait. I'm back. Anyway, Pitchfork, where were we? Oh, right, brain surgery. Let's see. I have to add not check drive. I need to mood matrix. There we go. I'm back. Welcome back, backstage. Welcome back. Welcome back, backstage. That redeem is so funny. It's so good. I'm happy. I'm really happy with how it turned out. Explode. Explode. I'm currently working on Pitchfork. Pitchfork's mood matrix is coming together. I've gotten it so that way their emotions shift. Their emotions are tracked. I can track the emotion now, which means that if everything works right, I should be able to change their emotion. Okay. Now. So currently, Pitchfork is bored. They're set to 0 at the moment. And so that means that if that is the case, their mood should go up. They'll be happy, but with no drive, which means that they'll just be happy, which I believe puts that at a 4? I want to say that's the designation I gave. I gave it designation 4. Maybe. No, 3, because 0 is also an emotion. Anyway, if I run the boop command, yeah. Ooh, that made mood positive. It didn't actually. Please. That adjusted all of their stuff to make mood positive when it should be MPOS. Do I have all of these set to a different one? DPause. MPause. Okay. We should. Okay. So, Pitchfork is currently bored, which means that if I boop Pitchfork again, this should give them what we're looking for. It should make them happy. Getting a boop out of nowhere when you're bored makes you happy. Now, did that adjust it? Mood positive. It did not adjust. It adjusted their emotion. There we are. Okay, it did adjust their emotion. I just clicked it too early. That made them happy. And if I do it again, when they're happy, it should have up their drive and their mood at the same time, which made them feel loved. That's right, it did make them feel loved. Okay, good, good. Well, we know that that works. We know that that all works now. So let me just reset your emotions again, Pitchfork. And we will check that. And that set your emotion to 0, which is bored. Got it. Dress up. Did I add a thing into dress up? I feel like I did. For those of you who weren't here, the idea for this is to make it so that way Pitchfork has tangible emotions, and that will mean that when they are feeling a certain way, their reaction to things will be different. Like, they will have a different chain of things that they would usually react with, you know? That's the plan, anyway. Now, the question is... Hey, Elle, you're here. Are you able to run a poll? If you are here and you're able to run a poll, I would like you to run a poll for if we should make it so that way different outfits affect Pitchfork's mood differently. So like certain outfits Pitchfork has different opinions on, you know? Does that make sense? I think that makes sense. But like let me know if you're available to do that. Would it mess anything up if I dressed up Pitchfork? I don't want to break anything while you're working on it. I haven't added anything to Pitchfork yet. And I can always go back and adjust the values as necessary. Feel free to dress up Pitchfork and we will and like I'm just waiting currently. You know. I appreciate you asking though. It means a lot. Hey, look at that. Bop beep bop bo. I should have an audio cue for each of these as well, so that way I know which one Pitchfork turns into based on sound. You know? I wonder if I can also make it, because like I've been messing around with different things in OBS. I could probably make a thing for like some of these where like there's a little funny animation. Right? Right? Wouldn't it be really sick? Wouldn't it be sick if like we could get Pitchfork to like have like little bitty like simple animation things for when they shift into a different outfit? Can we also talk about how insane the last case was? We're not even like yeah, legitimately that like I don't. It's like ah yes, thank you Professor Means for coming out here and basically being like I killed him. What are you gonna do about it? Like being like like deciding I'm gonna frame this student who did not embody my teachings, and I'm going to claim in court that they embodied my teachings perfectly, which means like they ugh God it I hated and then stopped hating so many people. Like I really didn't like I really didn't like Hugh. And then it turns out Hugh had like their own reasons. It's like, "Oh, well now I don't hate you anymore. Now I hate your professor." Man, it took 6 hours to break down, right? I mean, granted, like 2 of those hours was like it was an emotional roller coaster, legitimately. But like 2 of those hours were just us going and looking around for like clues. It was more like 4 hours in game. You know? Anyway, I'm going to it's gonna be really hard to do. Uh, I'm not going to worry about the dress up one. The dress up one is a bit too complex. If I do the dress up one and I mess around with that, I'm gonna have to do that off stream because that takes far too much like in depth like me adding stuff. Like I should just fix what exists. I don't need to add new stuff. When you head pat Pitchfork, no matter what, doesn't matter what they're feeling, if you give them a head pat, they're going to have a better, it's going to increase their mood. And I think that's a very simple way of doing things. And then we just run the command. And we go to action groups, and we go to mood matrix. And if I do this right, this should make Pitchfork happy. Little bitty head pat for Pitchfork, for Pitchinal Fork. That's a good name. I need to see if I can get Pitchfork as a Pitchinal. That'd be really cool and really funny. If you guys don't know what a Pitchinal is, go watch the newest episode of BCH. Pitchinals are the most adorable thing on the goddamn planet. And also Finn thinks that they're neat. They relate to them a lot. But also are kind of jealous of them. It's hard. It's hard being a robot in this day and age. I'm not even gonna try to wrap my head around what the fuck means was even thinking, because I think it would give me a headache in the bad way. Yeah. It's like the longer you think about it, the more you have to just understand that some people, it doesn't matter if it makes sense. Like, it doesn't matter if it makes sense in reality. It makes sense in their own brain, and that's the issue. The issue is that it makes sense only to them. 21 Pilots Lord gives me a headache in a good way. Alright. So with that command, that should, if everything looks right, yeah, that made Pitchfork happy. So like, Pitchfork, you see Pitchfork's emotion here turned to 3. That is the number that I've designated for happy. Whenever Pitchfork gets emotional meter hits 3, that is happy, and that can only happen when the drive when the drive values are 0, and the mood values are at least 2. Well, it has to be exactly 2. If it's more than 2, it hits 3, and that's negative. And negative is bad. Negative means that they'd be angry instead. Or no, they'd be sad, and then angry. And then maybe a bit scared. Because fun fact, you can make Pitchfork scared, apparently. Don't ask me why I do this to the things that I create. I don't know. Sometimes you just make a thing, and it just happens, you know? Alright. That should set Pitchfork back to 0. That did set Pitchfork back to 0. They are bored once more. We will save that. We'll save this. Head pat Pitchfork is good. Did I have a thing for shiny Pitchfork? Who looks at SP term? Listen, I wasn't the only one giving that man trauma. Multiple people were giving that man trauma. And I think, you know, while I have my commands open, do you guys want to see some of the, is there any command that like you guys are like confused about? L, why would you do that to him? Look at what you've done. If it... One sec. Look at that! Now he's... Huh. Well, drive value is 2. Huh. Well then. I mean... Hell. Oh, there we go. Nice little head pat. I should probably make it so that way the head pat happens prior to the... Like, the command happens prior to everything else. Because, like, the head pat lasts a lot longer. It lasts, like, a full minute. Actually, no. Letting the head pat complete is probably the best. Now, my concern... If I wait for the head pat to be over, it should update their mood again. I like how Pitchfork just says, "How dare?" Yeah. Listen, Pitchfork doesn't like getting bapped. I don't even know what Pitchfork would like. I don't even know what Pitchfork would do that would be bappable. Ooh. Now, with that all being said, it did all the things. Now, if I open this up, the mood is positive, and the emotion is 4, meaning that Pitchfork feels loved. I'm not sure how a BAP... Well, to be fair, a BAP from board randomizes, like, the stats of, like, everything by 1 or 2. So, like, Pitchfork... Fuck, I just made it. I made it possible for Pitchfork to get bapped and kind of be okay with it. I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know how I feel about that. That's the unintended consequences. You guys want to see... You guys know how whenever you give Pitchfork yarn, it's a different, like... a different thing, you know? Like, it's a different color every time. It's actually really neat how I got it to work out that way. Oh, okay, this is one of the ones that had, like... Okay, so, I'm going to show you guys what Pitchfork's little yarn thing and how that works. Come on. There we go. So, essentially, how it works is, first things first, it changes the filter on an existing yarn PNG. And it makes it one of, like, a bunch of different random colors. It then shows the yarn. And it does that by just making the snack group visible. It pops in, it waits, and then it, you know, it decides to turn off one of these. Actually, I'll just play it, and then it'll show, you know? So it pops in, it gives it a green flavor, it's shown the yarn, it pops in, it waits, and then after a bit of time, you should see Pitchfork take a bite of the yarn, Right about... Ooh. There. And so Pitchfork takes a bite. Pitchfork takes a bite of the yarn. It decreases their mood, their negative mood by 1. It waits a bit longer, and then in a little bit, Pitchfork should eat the rest of it. Then it resets the yarn. It resets the flavor for later. And then it should increase Pitchfork's positive mood by 1. And so if that all worked right, that means that Pitchfork's mood is now in the negative. Their negative mood is now in the negative. They are so happy that they are causing negative emotion, which is more positive emotion. And that makes them feel loved because the drive value is still pretty decent. That means that works. Boop. We wait a bit of time for the boop to happen. Boop should... Yeah, boop made it so that way their positive went up. And I believe it also pushed their drive positive up by 1 as well. All right. Now we get to the interesting part. You can see here's House Pitchfork. This is the thing that I have been wanting to get set up for Pitchfork since I had this all put together. I have wanted to have this thing here made for a hot minute. Okay. So currently, Pitchfork's mood is set to... It's set to 4. They feel loved. Which, if everything is working the way that it's intended... Oh, thank you for the care package, by the way. Need to de-shrimp. If everything works the way I think it does, Pitchfork's little soundbite should say, if we do it too much, Pitchfork will stop fucking this up. Oh my god, that'd be such a great idea. Wait a minute. Oh god, I need to do that now. Wait a minute. Because I could have a counter where it tracks how many times you boop them in like a certain amount of time. And if it gets over a certain amount, it just goes, stop fucking with the microwave. Oh, that'd be really funny though. That'd be really funny. Someone write that down. Someone put that where I'll remember it. Okay. But if this works right, and it should, Pitchfork? Oh, wait, that's why. That's why it's not working, because all these are set to mood when they should be emotion. Or are they? No. Yeah, it should be $ emotion and not $ mood, because mood is different from emotion. Mood is like the positive or negatives, and I need to make these all emotion. Emotion. Love needs to be emotion. Mood needs to be emotion. 3 more to go. Mood needs to be emotion. Mood needs to be emotion. And last but not least, mood needs to be emotion. Okay. I'm going to save this before I test it because I don't want to be the person who then has to put it all in again. We go to House Pitchfork and it's loading. It takes a while to load up the House Pitchfork command because there's a lot of stuff in there. Okay. Test. Eslldmne. What's that smell? Loads of money! Yeah! Let's go! Oh, yeah! Okay, we need to change Pitchfork's emotion now. Someone start messing with like their stuff. Start bapping them. Start doing what you need to change their emotion. They're currently loved, which means that we need to. Okay, I'm gonna test it again while you all mess with it. I have no points. What's this one?
Hi, Herbert.
Pitchfork, I ate your soup. I can just change the emotions manually. It's all good. What emotion do we want to test next? What emotion do you want Pitchfork to be? And I can just set it to that, you know? Or actually, I can't because... Actually, I have no points either. It's valid. I will simply do this on my own. Let's see. We will bap. We will bap Pitchfork, and we will see what that does. Piss him off! Okay, that kind of pissed them off, but not enough to where they're not feeling loved anymore. So I need to bap them again. All right, and that shifted their emotion. Let's just keep bapping them. If I just keep bapping them, eventually. Let's see. Okay, their emotion is now 1, which I think might be neutral? I don't know which one that one is. Test.
Hello, Mario.
Ah, okay. So that's one of the neutral responses.
Hello, Mario.
Okay. Is that the neutral response?
My source is that I made it the fuck up.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Okay. Okay. Let's bap them again. Because now that they're that way, they're probably gonna feel. Now that they're like neutral, this will probably rant. Because like these add one between 1 and 2, 0 and 2, like ticks to each of the different moods for most of these. Okay, that put them in emotion 7, which I think is angry. Oh wait, that's a yarn. Wait a minute. I didn't mean for that. That is shiny pitchfork. Don't need that. Okay. Let's try. Pitchfork. Come on.
Hello, Mario.
Oh, did eating the yarn set you back to... It did. It did set you back to there. Okay. So if I just bap you again... Bap. And now we test. Because it's not active, I have to use it in the command editor to get it to work. Pitchfork. Uh-oh. Skeleton Divine Death Blast! Mm-hmm. Oh, God, that's good. That's some good stuff. And with that, that means that I can make it so that way Pitchfork, like, can say different things. They can have a whole different range of ways of responding to certain usual stuff depending on their emotion. Oh, this is gonna be good. I'm gonna guess he's pissed off. I thought the screen was just gonna turn white and explode. Oh god, I mean I could do that, but also because it's a random sound, there's no way for me to specifically make it happen when that one well, actually, there is a way that I could do that, but it would take far too much energy for me. But with this, I should be able to I have given Pitchfork 9 distinct emotions, and I can add different sounds depending on, as time goes on, and depending on how they're feeling, they'll feel different things. Like this'll be fun. This'll be really fun. Oh god. And I can add more of this stuff to the thing as time goes on, because I can make it so that way shiny Pitchfork does something. I can make it so yarn snack does yarn snack already does something. I can make it so dress up does something. You know God, that's good. That's good. I feel really happy about that. And I guess that also means that I should probably go ahead and turn it on, because that'll be the real test, is if it works in the field. If it works while, when I'm not in the command editor. All right. Channel point. All right. Can Pitchfork be I thought can Pitchfork be a greedy little guy? I mean, I'm sure I could get that set up somewhere. I would have to be a bit more specific because I've already used all 9 of my slots for like what constitutes. I mean, I guess I could add another axis of emotion, like greedy versus selfless, but then that would add like a whole 18 extra emotions, and I don't think I'm ready for that. I don't think I'm ready to handle an 8. I don't think I'm ready to handle a 27 emotion filled pitchfork. Okay, I am gonna test the points. How you doing, pitchfork? You're probably still angry.
It'll be a cold day in hell when I go out like a fucking chump.
Oh, it's a cold day in hell indeed. It will be a cold day in hell. Or maybe it won't, because I don't think you're the type to go out like a fucking chump. Oh god, that's good. That's good. That makes me so happy. I'm happy that works now. Oh god. You don't guys don't know how long I've been working on this. Like I'll be able to set it up so that way like Pitchfork's usual like thing, like their responses that they give when it comes to like pebbles, and not pebbles, but like they're like every couple hours thing will be dependent on like their emotion, you know? It's like I can make it so that way they stim just randomly as time goes on. You know, I can make it so those stims will affect how their emotions are. That'll be that'll be fun. I can add a redeem. I can add a redeem where you guys can check his emotional state, and it'll you can use that to kind of figure out where you are. I don't know. It's fun. It's fun. I can do a lot of cool stuff with this. Pitchfork will. There's so much that's gonna be there that we'll be able to do. Here, let's do one more for Pitchfork. I think it's it's on cooldown. I can just run it.
Literally fucking sound like.
Hello, Pitchfork. Pitchfork is now emotional. I have given this plush emotion. This plush is now emotiful. Depending on how many baps and boops and pets and all the different stuff you give him, his emotional change. Their emotional change. Like I can finally do the stuff I've been trying to do with Pitchfork for such a long time now. Oh god, I'm so happy about that. I'm so happy about this. This has been like legitimately like the thing I've been working on for so long. Like I kind of showed it a tiny bit when I did charity this year with Pitchfork. But like where I was having Pitchfork do more complex stuff. But like this is like the thing that I've been really trying to get. And now we got it. Now we got it. Here, I'll show. I know Pitchfork's still pissed right now, but like, you know, I need to set a little timer thing that will like adjust their emotion. Maybe like every 30 minutes, it like sets it to a predetermined value, so that way Pitchfork stays at an emotion. Lurk, hello Riley. I hope you're having a lovely time. Let's see, it should be right there. How is Pitchfork?
Finally arrived. What the hell are you wearing? It's my ass kicking outfit, bitch.
It's my ass kicking outfit, bitch. Oh, that's good. That's good. Good meme. Good meme. Oh god. I kind of want to test the other emotions. Elle, what's the next what's the next emotion that we should have tested? Currently, they're angry. I should actually make some things that will, like... I should make a thing that, like... What is it called? Sad? Okay, let's see what happens when they're sad. Sad, I believe, is when their drive is equal, but their emotion is negative. So, with that done there, I should be able to run it. It'll check.
Yep, guess I'm
Why emotions are there in that guy? This doesn't feel like sad. Oh, wait. Sad might be hard to come by because much like happy, it only arrives when the drive is reset, when the drive is 0. Because that put us in anxiety. That put us in anxiety for a hot minute. This should put us in sad, though.
I'm tired of this, Grandpa.
That's too damn bad! You keep digging!
There is... what emotions? Our table! It's broken! But the emotions that we have are bored, neutral, anxious, happy, loved, shy, and then sad, angry, and scared. Those are the emotions we have so far. So, like, what's the next one we should test? Because we've tested a couple. See. Here, let's see what scared does. Shy? Yeah, we can do shy. That'll be drive negative, but mood positive. So if I run that...
It would be so awesome.
It would be so cool. It would be so awesome.
It would be so
awesome. Come on, I know you got more than that in there. Come on. You know, I guess that works. What about this one? Okay, so apparently Shy just messes with their vocal pattern. Why that? I felt like when people are my reasoning was that when people are shy, they stutter and they find it very hard to communicate. And so I made it very hard for Pitchfork to communicate. Which sounds bad, but I'm just trying to make it I'm trying to be true to what an emotion is, you know? Okay, so now let's try scared. What's scared like for Pitchfork?
Crab, please. Crab, scare, crab. Frighten, crab.
Scared, crab, and I think I put that one in there just because it had the word scared in it.
Was that the bite of 87?
Today, I'm going to teach you how to face your fears. Now, the first step to facing your fears is...
Okay, one more Pitchfork.
You whackity smackity do 10 episodes. Help me!
Wow, you didn't even talk with that one. Wow. I mean, that's valid, honestly. You're just saying it under your breath. Help me. Okay. The classics. Okay, so if your drive is... If their emotions are equal to each other, which is very unlikely, they will be put, and they don't have any drive, they'll be put into neutral. What was their neutral responses?
You already know I'm obsessed with it. I can't get enough. Back with another milk. Help! Help! Help me! Help!
Why did they put that in neutral? Well, how is that neutral? Wait a minute.
The sun is a deadly laser.
Crab, please. Crab, scare, crab.
No, you're still scared. Wait a minute.
Crab, and...
Was it when the drives are equal but there is no emotion? That might have been it. Okay, so that was still, all three of those were still scared.
Today, I'm going to teach you how to
No,
face your fears.
you're still
Now, the
scared.
first step to facing your fears is...
Why are you stuck it there? Well, that's weird. Why are you... I need to go back to the mood matrix. I need to see what's up with that. Part of action group. Part of mood matrix. Okay. Check the emotional calculator. Or it is when D val is equal to 0 and M val is equal to 0. Oh! When the moods are equal but not 0 and the drive is positive? Yeah, positive. Okay, that's why. Drives are positive. That should give it. Now, if I go back to which channel point and we test it out.
Hi, Herbert.
It puts your emotion at 4, which is, I believe, love. Was the other way? Did I misinterpret it where it was extra drive but no emotion either way? Oh wait, that's why. Or was it? Wait, no.
Eyeshadow, it's
Me, the devil. I love you.
I'm having so much fun with you.
Thank you, I suppose?
I don't feel so good. Why are all my limbs slack? Why can't I move my
This is such a quiet one. What the hell?
Why can't I move my mouth? Is this an internal dialogue? I can't see the end of the horizon. Hatsune Miku!
Huh. Well, that put your... Yeah, that one's neutral. Your exact problem with Pitchfork is what an IT job feels like. Honestly, I assumed as much. It's good enough. It's good enough. I don't need to mess around with it anymore, because if I do, I'm probably going to break it. But yeah. I'm kind of tempted to do the thing that Elle was talking about, where it keeps track of how many times per stream Pitchfork has been booped, and if it's done enough over the course of a period of time, it'll like it'll hit you with the stop fucking with the microwave. But I also feel like I've been going for a hot minute, as much as I can really do for a just chatting stream. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and I think I'm gonna go on. I'm gonna head out to the boat, and so I'll see y'all in a bit. All right. This shouldn't take too long. I should just be able to go to Twitch, and I'll be able to go to the thing. Let's see. Let's see. You know what? We'll send you. I could send you guys to Papa Mutt. Papa Mutt's currently doing a just chat. Let me see what's up, because the title looks concerning. Oh, they might have like just started actually. Yeah, they literally just started. Could also send y'all off to Rose Doodle. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? Rose Doodle or Papa Mutt? Either or, honestly. I'm good with whatever. The title. Yeah, I know the title. Yeah, let's send y'all to Papa Mutt. Papa Mutt makes more sense. Alright. I'll see you all next time. You know, don't do, you know, all the fun stuff. Be sure to join the Discord. Be sure to check out. Make sure you're all doing really well. Find us all over the internet. Get merch to support us. You know what to do. We need to see. We do need to see. Bye-bye now.
Like the wing of a sparrow or a plane drops down a couple feet again to catch the wind that still remains, but I'm left breathless anyway. I thought the world ended in March until I heard the doorbell ring. Just me here standing